Hey, this is Diana from Mind Your Mind, and I'm here with Brian from Hail the Villain.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Excited to play tonight.
Yeah, we're excited to have you here in London.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, there are many genres in today's music. We were just talking about this a little bit earlier, and genres within genres. How would you describe Hail the Villain as, and their sound, or your sound, and...
Yeah, like I think we kind of bridge a gap between metal and hard rock, where we can go in and play with a death metal band, but at the same time, we're more oriented for radio and for just kind of that rock sound. It's just kind of that attitude that we have that keeps us in that metal thing. So we like to say that we're either like melodic hardcore or a heavy rock band.
Heavy rock, nice. Now, Hail the Villain formed in 2003, and just recently in 2009 you got signed with Warner and Roadrunner Records?
Yes, that's totally correct.
How do you feel about that?
I'd say that we didn't actually go out looking for a record deal, and we were one of the few bands that had kind of thought outside of that box. And when it came to our aspirations, though, of wanting to do a comic book and an animated videos and a movie, we knew we needed the funding. And it became a thing where when we met up with Warner, they were just a fantastic label that really saw our vision. And Roadrunner being that kind of outside of the box as well, record company in the States, it worked out so fantastically that it's just been a partnership that we're really proud of and really excited to see what's going to happen in the future.
Would you say it was the next big step for you?
I'd say it was one of the next big steps. I mean, the first thing for us was getting an agent, because we're really a live band and we really wanted to get out there and play live. And then moving from that, getting a great management team behind us so that we felt protected in this industry. And then from there on, yeah, like I'd say for us, it's just about our visions. Our visions are really big steps, and that's what's leading us to more success.
Now, your single "Take Back the Fire" inspired the
Fear.
Take Back the Fear. Sorry.
Reading it wrong. Fear. Take back the fear.
It inspired the making of an animated video, a comic book, and an interactive website. Am I right?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
The song didn't exactly do that. The whole idea of not being a generic rock band, so that there's nothing I hate more than turning on Much Music and watching four guys rock out in some fake setting that's been made up for them. We wanted to be the creators and actually design something that people hadn't seen or people hadn't done before, and that was the aspiration for doing the whole animated thing and the website and everything else.
It's very cool.
Yeah, it's interesting, like we see music, all art is not just a sonic thing, but also a very visual thing. So when we're writing songs, I actually see songs in colors, as strange as that is. And Take Back the Fear was a primary color base for me. I see that song every time we're playing it. I'm seeing reds and yellows and blues for some screwed up reason, and I can't explain it. Maybe it's just my head, but that's where I see things.
So you play music and you see colors?
Yeah, is that a disease? Is that something that I should get checked out? I don't know.
No.
But for me,
that's cool though.
Yeah, for me, I see those type of things. I like to do that, and maybe it's just maybe it gives more power to the song for me, or something that I can see in my head better than just listening to it.
Awesome. Now you also talk about experiencing paranoia.
Yes.
What was that like for you, and what helps you get through such times?
Well, for me, like I suffer from extreme paranoia, and I'd say that I've always got some help from my doctor and stuff like that, and I deal with a lot of different things. And when we were making this record, I thought that there was something wrong with my health. I thought that I was in a lot of trouble, and of my own doing, and I came to the realization that if I was going to run from it for 2 years and not find out what was wrong, that I was just going to make myself literally insane. And I wrote Take Back the Fear as a message to myself that it's time to go get help. It's time to go figure out what this is that's ailing you. And the strangest part was, when I finally wrote the song, I went and found out, and it turned out to be nothing but my own stress and paranoia. And from that point on, I've tried to make a very conscious decision to really get in tune with myself and really find out these things before they lead for me doing these crazy other things that I do as a result of that.
So what would you want to say to somebody that's perhaps going through the same thing, experiencing paranoia or psychosis of any kind, or going through any sort of mental health issues themselves and thinking about reaching out for help?
Oh, I think that obviously you have to reach out for help. There's no, when it comes to the mind, it's such a scary place to be inside when you don't know how to get out of it and when you're stuck in your own head. But at the same time, everyone's got their own issues and their own individual problem when it comes to it. So everyone's so unique. And I'd say that for me, it was something that I needed to talk about. I needed to go and find my answers from other people that could give me the advice. It wasn't just something I could figure out on my own. And I think that I was never afraid to talk about it or confront it with other people. I was always afraid that something was seriously wrong and that I didn't want to hear that answer. So I'd say that just to tackle that fear, to be someone that stands up for themselves, and that's the most empowerment you can give yourself, is to walk away saying, I know what I'm doing. I've got a handle on this situation. Even if it takes other people to help me, I can do this. And that's probably the most empowerment you could ever have.
That's great. Do you find writing lyrics and music therapeutic?
Obviously, yeah. Like there's no doubt about it. When we set out to do this record, our producer really dragged out some of the things I think that I never wanted to talk about. And there's songs, actually one song on the record, Swan Dive, we won't even play it live. I don't even want to hear it. Don't want to think about it ever again. It's one of those things where, lyrics are very empowering, and they're very interesting when it comes to how much they can pull out of you. But I'd say for me, even more than that is sitting around writing blogs and throwing that down on the website. I think that's even bigger because I can really, I don't need to put a verse and a chorus together with a certain type of time and tempo. I can actually sit down and just kind of unleash everything.
Great. Now let's say you've had a long, stressful day. What's on your iPod or your stereo or you're driving? What are you listening to?
Interesting. I'm very, very relaxed actually when the stuff that I listen to isn't anything like the stuff that we're playing. We're actually, lately the new Stone Temple Pilots record is doing it for me. I'm also been quite excited about Slash's record. I like a lot of like the 80s type of metal stuff. And then, I don't know, Pearl Jam's records, stuff like that. Stuff that I can just sit back and relax to and just listen and not have to bash my ears any more than I do every night on stage.
Now, do you have any tattoos that you want to tell us about? Anything meaningful to you there?
That's an interesting question, to tell you the truth. I have tattoos that, as an example for all the youth of the world, never to do. And it's funny, if I can show that on camera. This turned out...
a picture of it, too.
Yeah, I used to have this big Hawaiian theme here. And this is called a cover-up gone horribly bad. This is what you don't want to do, kids. Never do that. And you're zooming in on it? Yeah, that, no. So the saving grace is here. I got that done in Toronto, and yeah, they fixed that up pretty good.
Cool.
It's all right. That's a cover-up too, but is that a bat? I don't know.
Looks like a bat.
Looks like a dead rat.
Oh, don't say that. I have a huge phobia of rats.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where, and my whole back's done up, and that's nice because I studied karate for 8 years, and I got a neat bonsai tree and some crazy earthly stuff around it.
Cool. So what was that a cover-up for? That was a Hawaiian theme initially?
It was a big Hawaiian happy theme, and since Hail the Villain represents dark and evil, I couldn't go there anymore. So I had to do something, so I figured just black smeared would be great. And I was wrong. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Now you have a album coming out.
Album is out, actually. It just came out.
Population Declining?
Just came out on June 8th.
Okay. What do you want to tell us about that album? What was it like making it?
Well, okay, we'll start with that. Making the record was probably the coolest experience ever. We did it right here close in London in a little...
You're from St. Catharines?
No, we're from Oshawa.
Oh.
So we actually did this record in a little tiny place called Dashwood, Ontario, which is just outside of Grand Bend. And it inspired the name of the record because in the, trying to do the short version here, in the summer times in Grand Bend, all the Americans come up and you get like 3,000 people. And the population is huge, and it's just hot, and there's beautiful waves, great beach, all that stuff. So we were really treated to a really nice thing. But when we went back to do the second half of the record, it was fall, and the whole population had gone home, and there was 300 people left, and the eeriness just caused the record to get darker and meaner through the whole thing. And we ended up titling the record Population Declining because of what that meant to the vibe of the record.
Cool. Now, do you have any words to live by?
No, I definitely don't. I say a lot of words. I have so many different words that I go through that you just have to sit and get drunk with me and talk to me over and over again, and I'll spew off a whole bunch of words to live by.
Okay. This was Brian from Hail the Villain. with Mind Your Mind.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.